Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Zero to Hero. What's up, guys? Well-dressed Gem here for another episode of Zero to Hero. So this episode's going to be a little bit different. This one's going to be a lot more rambly than the previous episodes, but the major thing that I want to do for the fifth, around every 5 episodes or so with this series, is I just want to talk about whatever's on my mind. So let me explain what Okonomiyaki is. Okonomiyaki is a Japanese dish, and it means whatever you want. So generally throughout this time, I'll be discussing about just whatever I feel like today. It doesn't particularly have to do with fighting games, doesn't have to particularly do with the FGC and competing and stuff. It's just, like I said, whatever I feel like at the time. Right now we're currently running some My Hero 1's Justice in the background, the My Hero Academia fighting game. I recently just got into My Hero Academia, and I have been hooked. I cannot wait until the next season. I need to watch the movie, but as of right now, you can pretty much consider me a very big fan of the series. And I'm not even the biggest fan of shonen anime, so that was actually a very big surprise to me. So you know what? Let's make today's topic that. Not even anime, just like, what do you guys normally do when you're not competing or practicing for fighting games? What do you guys do to take a break? Me personally, I enjoy, making music. I know some of you guys who followed the channel for a while have seen I like to do covers and stuff, playing ukulele and all that good stuff. But the major thing I like to do is I actually do enjoy watching quite a bit of anime. Ever since I enjoy quite a bit of anime. Like, I think the first of course I started when I was younger watching Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, even a little bit of Dragon Ball Z. I was born around the time it started airing in the United States, 1996, babies, let's go. But the first time I watched an anime series that I really enjoyed was a very little known series at the time called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And not going too much into the show, what got me into the show was the ending dance that they do. I thought it was really, I want to say cool. It caught my eye, and I kind of wanted to learn it. So I learned what the anime is from. I watched it all in one night. I was I was 12 at the time when I watched it. 14 episodes. I remember watching it from 10 to 3 in the morning. My dad went out to go to my uncle's house or something. I ended up not going. I had the house to myself for a long time. Ordered pizza for myself. Watched it. Probably should have been watching it, thinking about it after a couple scenes in the series, but I liked it. Made me laugh. Really fun series. From there, I started watching K-On! Around the same summer. That was the only major series I watched. I think that was me going into 7th grade around that time period. Later, I became later the next year I started watching Clannad and Clannad After Story and Angel Beats, a lot of the Key animes. Key's the company that made them. And very sad endings for all 3 of them. Would I still recommend those 5 animes? K-On!, yes. At least the first season, because I haven't finished the second season. That's definitely something I need to finish up after I finish up my run of Space Dandy, which I have not watched yet either. Haruhi, the first season, 100% would still recommend. It's very plot heavy in the first 7 episodes. But it's still silly. It's still goofy for all 14 episodes. It's fun, essentially. Clannad After Story. After rewatching both series recently, the first season's not that good, but Clannad After Story definitely picks up the slack of the first season, and it starts off really slow, but it gets the climax is actually really good. So that's the problem I have with it. Angel Beats, after rewatching that, you have to watch the sub. The dub was, in my opinion, really bad. Didn't really like it that much. And after that, I took a break from anime for a while. I don't know what I think I just played video games for like the longest time. I didn't really watch like many series except for like the occasional rewatch of the 5 series I watched a lot. Like I think my like jump back into anime was around my like 2nd, 3rd year in college, where one of my friends introduced me to Tiger Mask W, which is a series based on Tiger Mask. It's like a reboot of the series. I don't remember offhand. Someone will correct me in the comments. And I fell back in love with anime. I eventually then started getting into JoJo's. It was really hard. The first part, Phantom Blood, in my opinion, was really slow. It was really exciting the first 3 episodes, but then like it got really slow. And even though like it was 6 more episodes in the arc, I just couldn't get myself to watch it after like getting forced to watch it by a couple of friends. We started watching part 2, and I steamrolled it through in like less than a week. Part 3, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's not my cup of tea. It's I'm very particular about shonen styled animes. I'm not a huge fan of like the villain of the week type of deals. So I ended up not really liking part 3 as much due to it's just like shonen style. There were certain like fights I very much enjoyed, and the final showdown against Dio, perfect. I loved it. It was really good. Part 4, loved that too. Finished it in like about a week and a day, like 8 days. Part 5, I'm currently enjoying a lot too. Apparently, they're doing a lot of like deviations from like not deviations. They're adding in scenes from the manga that like introduce characters. Apparently, I haven't read the manga. I'm more of an anime guy. I'm not the biggest fan of reading manga. I do enjoy because I just enjoy like hearing voices, hearing like different interpretations of the characters. And then after that, I watched My Hero. I started My Hero Academia. First season, I finished it in a day. Second season, I had to take a bit of a break. I did not want to burn myself out, but it started with a really good arc. Trying to like avoid like many spoilers, even though the series has been out for a while. I definitely want to avoid like spoilers for people because like I want like the shock. I want to save the shock for people. Season 2 kind of ended. It ended like bittersweetly, I guess. Like I wasn't really a big fan of the ending, but like it still did very much push me for season 3. And after watching the ending of season 3 of My Hero, I can't wait. Spring has to come sooner because like I think they just announced that the 3rd season of My Hero is coming out, 4th season rather. And the worst part for me is that I have to wait because I watched it dubbed. That's another thing I like to do. Most of the animes that I actually particularly prefer dubs if available. I recommend Haruhi dubbed. I recommend JoJo's. JoJo's, I want to say like that one's actually I'm indifferent on because the dub's pretty good actually. People seem to like scoff at the dub. The sub's really good also. Japanese voice, like nothing will take like away from the English in the dub. Let's see, Angel Beats and Clannad, I do 100% have to recommend the sub for that. The dub was really not good. Like, there are, and like the best part is that like while I'm also like a bit of a voice acting nerd. There's a couple of voices from the Clannad dub actually that are in My Hero, the My Hero dub. For example, Todoroki is actually Okazaki, the main character, David Matragna. And I wasn't a huge fan of Okazaki's voice in the Clannad dub, but David Matragna as Todoroki, perfect. Nagisa, who is Lucy Christian, she's the voice of Uraraka. I have not watched the dub for Clannad in a while, and Lucy Christian's voice for Nagisa was kind of like, I don't want to say generic, but like, it's nothing really special for Nagisa, but her casting as Uraraka is perfect. There's like a bunch of like other dubs that like I would 100% recommend. Like other people have recommended to me rather. Bakuno is apparently really good dub. That's like a huge anime on my list. Like the animes I need to watch on my list are Bakuno, Space Dandy, Samurai Champloo, well, at least rewatching, I only watched it like randomly on Adult Swim. I got a bunch of series that like people have been recommending, and I am always welcome to recommendations. Whether or not I'll get to them is 100% like up to just how I feel. I'm not actually like the biggest fan of watching things still. Like, if it can hook me, if I can get hooked to it, I will get hooked to it, to say the very least. So, let's start a little bit of a discussion. Like, what are some of the shows that you guys have been watching recently? Doesn't have to be anime, doesn't have to be anime, so, like, you can discuss anything. It can be, like, any cartoon shows, any, like, drama series that you guys are watching. But right now, so even though that list seems, like, a bit, like, unorthodox, I guess, like, it's very different from, like, traditional fighting games, I will, like, at least, like, talk about, like, and analyze, like, what I like about the My Hero game. So, I'm going to analyze the game and expect a full review of the My Hero game whenever I get around to it, because, well, to say this, the very least, I really like this game, and I really want to just keep playing it. It is a lot of fun for me. So anyway, let's get to the match analysis, shall we? So the first thing to start is that this button is a round 5-button fighter. There's a dash button, a block button, 2 attack buttons, and a quirk button. Think of it like your drive buttons. There's also a jump button, but I don't know if you count that. But basically in this game, it's your run-of-the-mill general anime, like arena fighter, like the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series. And this game also has just guards, which is, you know, right as you're about to get hit, you press the block button, and you can react out of guards faster. One thing is that basically I'm just using a lot of jump-ins in this battle right now. I don't know, like, I know there's like a lot of like advanced techniques going on here. Like, I attempt to do like the flow cancel, but I don't know what to get after that. So because of that, I get punished here. I think I lose the round essentially because of just like me just trying to like experiment like that. The major thing I try to do with Uraraka right now is I actually try to go for the reset. This one right here, where it utilizes the super armor and tries to make me slam my opponent to the ground in order to do more damage. I let go of the block but a little too early there. Managed to get an unblockable setup, but I'm actually seeing like why characters like Uraraka is actually like not that good. Like a couple of matches, like I generally do her like her jumping button, which usually does track, but sits like a knee. I guess the hitbox is only on the knee. It just floats over her, which is actually kind of funny considering that she's a character that makes things float in the anime. But Todoroki right now is generally playing how Todoroki should do, just trying to camp back, build the wall with the ice, trying to camp out enough with like maybe with some fireballs. Yep, like that. I'm trying to combat them with using Uraraka's quirk there. You see, like I'm trying to like get like pieces of the ground there, but I'm just getting hit. So another thing that this game has is that it has reversals, and what I used was an EX plus Ultra, which uses the entire team to get 2 assists essentially, and I just got all the homies. I got Aizawa and Tokoyami to help out. He tries to answer back with it himself. I kind of saw that coming, so I'm just holding R1. I'm just taking all this chip. What he should, I think he did an unblockable there, but in order to get him off me, I just used Tokoyami, which is a really good assist to keep him away. Again, he's utilizing the super armor on his unblockable technique, but I just use mine. I take right through it. I try to make him float. I think I called Tokoyami once more. He's a really good interrupt assist. So, and I don't think he knows that I can just hit those projectiles, and they have pretty decent tracking to it. So I managed to grab that one. Anyway, guys, that seems to be it for this episode of Zero to Hero. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll hope you guys see you guys next time for another episode of Zero to Hero. Catch you guys later.